This is Dylan. This is Dylan Eats Everything. Today, as a big thank you for everyone who's following, we're at 900 followers now, we're gonna share a very special family recipe. This is my favorite cake. We're gonna kick it up a notch, gonna turn it into a showstopper from the Great British Bake Off in this edition of the Great West Seattle Bake Off Baking Show.
Hey, I'm Katie. Maddie, and we're here today to make a orange almond chocolate cake. Really yummy orange flavor, chocolate flavor, and we're gonna go even bigger today.
We are adding a surprise element by cutting out a core of the cake and adding in some chocolate orange segments that we're gonna spill out when you cut it open. And we're also making Florentines.
So what I have here is the flour, salt, and baking soda, and we're just gonna put those in the food processor. Just grind up almonds with the flour in the food processor.
So now we're gonna prepare the orange sugar.
We are going to grate all of these oranges into the sugar, and the orange oil and all that nice flavor and aroma will get absorbed by the sugar, and we're gonna put it in the food processor to make sure it's nice and incorporated. It smells amazing. So you just need softened butter. You can put right in your mixer, and then I'm gonna put all the sugar in. This recipe calls for 4 eggs, so I'm just cracking them into a bowl to have them ready to incorporate quickly into the cake batter. So now we're gonna add the eggs one at a time, letting them get fully incorporated before we add the next. We have our milk, and we're gonna add our extract. We're using vanilla paste. This is really, really nice stuff. Gonna give those a quick whisk. We're gonna alternate adding the dry ingredients with the milk because it creates a better texture for the cake if you go back and forth between them rather than adding all the dry and all the milk. So this is the consistency you're looking for. So we're gonna prepare our pans, dab a little bit of butter on the base of the pan. Then this will act as the glue to stick the parchment paper. Now we want to butter the parchment paper and the sides of the pan. We're going to add a coating of flour, and this will make sure that the cake will definitely not stick. Time to do this 2 more times. Evenly divide the batter into the 3 pans. Now you can use your spatula to evenly spread out the batter, and then they'll be ready to bake. She's the best baking assistant.
And now we're gonna make the chocolate ganache frosting. Bring a medium saucepan on the burner on medium heat. And we're gonna put in our heavy whipping cream, 3/4 of a cup of butter, 6 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 4.5 tablespoons of light corn syrup. Mix this and whisk this all together. All right, so the butter's melted and we're ready to take this pan off of the heat. Our 16 ounces of chocolate. Next, we're gonna put in the almond extract and the vanilla bean paste. Whisk this together, melting that chocolate in. All right, this now goes into the fridge to cool for probably about an hour. Next, we're gonna prepare the orange syrup, 1.5 cups of orange juice and a tablespoon of sugar. We're just gonna reduce it down.
We're gonna let the cakes cool in the pan until you can handle the pan.
We are gonna get started with the Florentine batter. Pulse these almonds down. About 1/4 cup of flour, cocoa powder, mix it all around. Our 1/2 cup of butter, sugar, cream here, some honey. Butter's melted, sugar's dissolved. We're gonna take this off the heat. We're gonna put in our vanilla extract. And now we mix in the almond mixture. Dip our hand in some water, take a little batter. These are gonna be messy. This is now going in the oven at 325 for about 5 minutes.
Now we're about ready to turn the cakes out. It's been about 15 minutes. Use a spatula to run it around the outside. So we have our fun fillings, some mandarin orange slices that have been dried, pistachio, chocolate toffee, and crystallized ginger. Now it feels wrong to cut into the cake you just made, but This is what's gonna give us our surprise on the inside. So now we're gonna do this with the middle layer. This is our orange syrup, which is nicely reduced. We're gonna brush this on each layer. It helps retain moisture in the cake. So this is our ganache that's been cooled and now it's much thicker, as you can see. One of my favorite cake tools is the offset spatula. And this allows you to really easily spread things on. So now we're gonna put on our next layer. Okay, it's now time to fill our cake with our fun surprises. We're ready for the final layer of the cake and we're gonna cover our surprise. We're gonna use warm water and our offset spatula to kind of smooth over, and it'll kind of melt the top layer of the cake to give it a really nice, smooth, glossy, finished look. We're gonna add a little bit of powdered sugar so that the cake will contrast more with our Florentines.
All right, so now we're putting the final touches on. We have our Florentine cookies that spell out 900, and now we get to eat this cake.
Yay!
Woo! Cake! Wow. Oh, what's in that? Ooh, yeah. Wow. The almond sticks out and balances the chocolate, and there's this lovely orange zest in there and a little bit of a tang from the orange juice. Wow. This is a beautiful, beautiful bite of cake. I think Polly would be very pleased with this cake.
Delicious.
Delicious. Worth the calories.
Worth the calories.
Worth the calories.